Classical conditioning has developed a strong emotional response to a specific song that was playing during a significant positive or negative event. For instance, a song played frequently during a happy road trip can be a conditioned stimulus that, when heard later, elicits feelings of happiness, even in different settings. This happens because the song was repeatedly paired with the fun experiences of trips, which naturally caused feelings of happiness.
Observational learning happens when we learn by watching others and then imitating their actions. It's also called modeling. For example, I learned how to cook simple meals by observing my parents in the kitchen. I watched how they prepared ingredients, timed everything, and used specific techniques. Later, I tried copying what I saw. It went very well, yeah. But now, yeah. Anyway, this shows vicarious learning, which means I learned the skill without directly being taught, just by observing someone else's behavior and watching the outcomes that I received. Observational learning is powerful because it helps us acquire new behaviors and avoid mistakes by seeing what happens to others. My other topic is types of memory. Memory has three main types, including sensory memory, short-term memory, and then long-term memory. Sensory memory briefly holds information from our senses, like sights or sounds, for a few seconds. For example, like if I flash my phone, then like sensory memory lets us remember it just long enough to recognize it. Short-term memory, or other, like, it's also called working memory, I guess, but it stores information we're actively using, like remembering a phone number long enough to dial it. Like, it usually lasts about 20 to 30 seconds unless we rehearse it. And then long-term memory holds information for a good long time, sometimes for life, such as facts, personal experiences, and skills. It's divided into explicit memory, like conscious recall, like remembering a birthday, and implicit memory, like unconscious skills, like riding a bike. But in all these memory types work together through the processes of like encoding and getting information in, and then storage, like keeping it, and retrieval, which is getting it back when needed.
Hello, my name is Cortez, and I'm doing 1A Intelligence, Thinking, Language, and Intelligence, and 2C Language Development, Thinking, Language, and Intelligence. So for Intelligence 1A, I think intelligence isn't just about test scores. It's about how we adapt, solve problems, and grow from experience. Intelligence tests can make people doubt themselves if they don't score high, like with like IQ tests. But real intelligence shows in how we handle challenges and learn from our mistakes. I try to improve my emotional and social intelligence because they help me connect better with others and help me make smarter choices. So for 2C, language development. Language develops as we grow and interact with others. It starts with simple words and becomes more complex as we learn new ideas and concepts. Our culture and experiences shape how we communicate and solve problems. I've noticed that as my vocabulary grows, I can express my thoughts and make decisions more clearly.
Today I'm talking about language development and memory. Like most people, I started off with simple words, but over time, I learned how to truly communicate by changing how I speak, depending on who I was around or a group. That's how my language really grows. Memory plays a big part in that as well. Words usually enter sensory memory for a split second and then move to short-term memory, where you can retrieve them later. Theory explains that if we don't use information, we forget it. Memory didn't just help people talk, it shaped their voice the way they use it today. It allowed people to develop their own voice, their style, and confidence to communicate in certain situations. Without language, people would not fully share how they think or feel, or how it tell the story, how they learn, connect, and become themselves.